run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count up to 37.
Oh! This is where I think we're going to see the caution. Oh! Here comes Angela, though. He'll have the run. That car, the newest below the WL Cup Series champion. And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count up to 37.
Oh! Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch for the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Premier Series live tonight from Kansas Speedway for the Dialed In Racing 200. Forward to a little bit of mile-and-a-half racing action here from Speedway. I am Adam Baker, joined in the booth by Alec Martinez. Alec, looking forward to another great race here. We've had such an impressive start to this season.
Yeah, we have. And, you know, like you said, our first mile-and-a-half race of the year. We've seen 5 in the season so far. You know how Fox had the promo, the best season ever. So far in the BTDY, one of the best seasons I've ever seen in iRacing. 5 different winners, 5 different winners in the first 6 races. This being our 7th race. Could we see 6? I think we can. But we know this is going to be a race like nobody's really seen, at least we haven't seen this year. Instead of starting under the lights this race, you can see right now the sun is just starting to set a little bit off almost towards turn 4, and it will set back of turn 4, and the grandstands will then eventually provide shade over the front stretch. But at the end of this race, the lights should come on, and it will be finishing this race under lights. So that's going to be something we haven't seen this year, and we'll see that later again, possibly at Charlotte. But definitely, like I said, the first mile-and-a-half we have this year. A lot of different guys are going to be, up at the front. We've seen comers and goers all season, and I think we'll see a lot of the same this year. We've had our dominant guys, but we've also had the guys we didn't expect to win the races this year. So that's something to look forward to, and I know these guys, they are never fall short of putting together a great show and racing each other hard, and, usually without wrecking guys. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope all you fans are looking forward to it, because it is going to be a heck of a show tonight, and these drivers always put one on, and Kansas hopefully can provide some of that.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. This track, traditionally, a top side racetrack. Yeah, really up there by the outside wall. We'll see some guys try and make moves down low. Right now, it looks like Matthew Zwack is fastest, but AJ Stravato goes to the top of the charts here in qualifying with a great lap of 30.972. That'll put him 3 1,000ths better. And there goes Hatchell now to the top of the charts. He'll do another one up there, and look at that lap time, a 10th faster than the next closest machine.
Good speed. Let me tell you, Seth is really good here. He's really good here.
He is good here. I've raced against him many a time at this racetrack, and also I remember just a few days ago in practice, he was kind of whooping everybody's
He
tails.
was.
Just saved his stuff a little bit and drove away on the long run. Reggie, yeah, nice lap from him. He was also very quick in the practice session. We'll see what he can do.
A lot of guys up here that we haven't seen start up at the front this year. We've seen Zwack, I think, has won 2 of the last 3 poles. Mayato's won 2 of the last 3 as well. So, or the last 4. So, some of the same guys getting poles, and I think there's a pole bonus, at least a bonus point, right, for getting the pole?
Definitely a bonus point. Tonight's bonus payout is going to be for fastest average lap, but yeah, that bonus point's so important, especially with the point standings as close as they are. And yeah, Baffert right there, just 67 thousandths off the pole time on his first lap. We'll see what he can do on lap number 2. Also very quick each and every week, and found victory lane last week at Iowa after a really impressive drive.
Oh, he got tied off the corner. That's going to hurt. You can
Yeah.
see him back it down here. He needs to go into pit road. He was tracking in the green, and then seemed like he got tight through the corner. So, most likely, I think Seth Hatcher, unless anybody can really beat him, maybe Sturgill. But he is through 3 and 4. I think he's about to take his first lap, or is he coming to complete his first lap? So,
I think he has not completed one yet. So, across the line, 3190. Gonna put him.
Didn't count.
Did not count.
Oh, yeah, no, he might have hit the wall there. So,
very easy to
Dylan
do.
Parker jumps up to 6th.
Dylan, one of those drivers, he had a great run going last week at Iowa after saving tires for basically the entire run.
Yeah.
Made his way forward, and at one point was in the top 3 before some issues there, I think.
And Dane Cruz also on the racetrack, and that new black and yellow VSPEED machine. That's a nice car. Different numbers on it, but cruise missile, I think, is what's on the door, or on the name rail up at the top. So that's a cool little nickname, the cruise missile. His last name being Cruz. So I love that car. It reminds me a lot of the Pittsburgh Steelers golden yellow. I don't know if you for any of the football fans out there.
Kind of looks like the throwback uniforms.
Throwback,
I think. Yeah, the Killer Bees kind of. Yeah, he's tracking a little bit off the pole time here. Currently 20th on the charts. Let's see what he can do on lap number 2. If he can improve at all here. He will improve.
Wow, he did 7th. Good qualifying effort for Dane Cruz. And we talked about him. One of the guys that have really flown out into the radar this season is Dane Cruz. He's in the chase right now, which I think you have the points graphic for. And it's getting to that part of the season where we talk about points, and we're not there. We're almost to the break, and we still have a road course to go next week at Watkins Glen, where things can definitely shake up, where certain guys are better than others, especially at a track like Watkins Glen. But we definitely know. Do you have the screen up right now?
Yeah, I do have the points up here. Jeff Wright and Keith Mayato are tied at the top of the standings. Adam Cabot, who's also not going to be here tonight, he lost the points lead last week after a rough final stint at Iowa, and he's going to lose even more points. There is a drop week for these guys in the regular season, but those 3rd and 4th positions in points with race wins. You can also see Bailey Turner and Ben Baffert, 8th and 9th in points, also have race wins. Those chase points, very important. And man, look how close it is, though, all the way down to 20th. It's only a total of 60 points between 1st and 20th.
That's 2 races. And even then, obviously, we talk about Michael Sturgill, Angelo Ronis. I think, honestly, if we, like you said, from 6th on back, that's 60. That's 61, or sorry, 60. 67 points. I mean, that's 2 races realistically. But anywhere from, maybe Bailey Turner on down, you're looking at 48 points. That's 1 race. And especially when we get to the bottom half where we go from 10th to 12th, Cruz, Ronis, and Sturgill. I mean, Cruz only 24 points ahead of Dallas Sullivan, who's in 20th. But look at from below the cut line. Last year's champion, Zach Carr, is 13th in points. And he's only 6 out, which I think he can very well get those points back over the season. But AJ Stravato, we know AJ Stravato's been really good these past years as well. Nick Gardner, Luke Knupp having great point seasons. Eric Hutton, who made the chase last year. Reggie Ortega, who made the chase last year as well. A lot of the guys who made the chase this past season are on the outside looking in right now. And if I'm Michael Sturgill, Angelo Ronis, seeing my points gap that I have over, Zach Carr, who we know can win championships, let alone win races, coming up to one of his best tracks next week at Watkins Glen. And then again, who knows what can happen when we get out to Las Vegas and then Talladega, where we know anything's possible. So you got to start now. I think after the break, especially once we're done with Watkins Glen, we get that week break off. I think the momentum shifts to you got to start getting points. Points we knew from the beginning of the season with how tight the field is this year are going to be tight. But I mean, they're looking even tighter than I anticipated. And from 10th to 20th, that's 10 drivers, and that's just drivers that are in from 10th to 20th. You look at points. A lot of guys. Ryan Gemmel is below 20th. You got other guys like. Let's take a look at the points here. I mean, like I said, Gemmel's a big name who's below. He's had a bad season. Chris Samard is even below that as well. Loveland, Miller. Those guys we don't really expect to be running that low in points. They just haven't put together the races they would hope for. So it's going to be really tight, especially when we get to the regular season finale at Charlotte. We know it's going to be tight. And hopefully, I think that's going to be one thing we look that's going to be exciting is the points. The points are going to be all over the place. And, man, let me tell you, it's going to be crazy. And if you're watching, stay tuned for the rest of the season. It is going to be absolutely crazy between not only every race. We've seen anybody can win one of these races, which has just been amazing to me. Not only something you see in iRacing, but it just hats off to Below the W Yellow Line for putting together such a competitive league together, and all the admins who were watching this and policing everything and doing everything, getting the spot, and also all the sponsors who come here to sponsor this league and watch what's happening, because let me tell you, it is just awesome. And again, I hope all you fans are ready to go here from Kansas. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. The track's gonna change, like we said, from day to night. We're gonna see a lot of different things going on tonight, so it's gonna be fun. And I gotta ask Adam, before we get our picks and we start pacing here. This could be a little bit towards your pick. Do we get a new winner tonight? Do we go 6 for 7?
Yeah, I could definitely see a different winner tonight. I mean, Seth Hatchell looked so good in the practice sessions, and he's already fastest here in qualifying by a good margin. We know how good he is at saving tires and on the long run, but yeah, I definitely think there are a lot of guys, the top 10, top 15 in qualifying here, that have a shot to win tonight's race. So it's going to be an interesting one, that is for sure. And it looks like qualifying wrapping up right now. Let's go to the starting grid here, and then we'll make our picks for who we think is going to win tonight's race. But yeah, we do want to thank you for tuning in here to the Dialed In Racing 200. Hope you enjoy the broadcast this evening. Seth Hatchell gets the pole here, his first of the season. He'll roll off from the top spot to his outside, last week's winner. Ben Bafford going to be rounding out the front row alongside him. Rolling off in the third position tonight, it'll be Reggie Ortega. AJ Stravato with a good qualifying effort starts from fourth. Matthews Wack rolls off from fifth. Dylan Parker starting in sixth tonight. Dane Cruz starts from seventh. Brody Hayes, a winner this season, starts in eighth. Zach Carr, looking for his first victory, will roll off from ninth. Keith Maiato, also searching for his first win of the season, starts in the 10th position.
And the guy who's starting to let, he's been hot lately and has led laps in, I believe, every single race this season. Joshua Banks will be starting 11th. Nick Gardner will be starting 12th. The one of the hometown kids, or I shouldn't say kids, one of the hometown heroes, you should say, or we could say Eric Hutton will be rolling off 13th. The Pocono winner from this season, Bailey Turner, in 14th. Dallas Sullivan 15th. Dennis Faircloth in 16th. Michael Sturgill in 17th. Luke Knupp in 18th. Kyle McGarvey 19th. And Eddie Trejo will be in running at the top 20.
21st tonight is Angelo Ronis. 22nd, Ryan Gemmel looking to get his season back on track. Jeremy Miller rolls off from the 23rd spot. Points leader Jeff Wright starts in the 24th position, first car without a time. Yusuf Ghali starts from the 25th spot. Chris Samard rolls off 26th. Willie Nelson starts in the 27th position. Jeremiah Vincent rolls off 28th. 29th is Lane Solfridge. James Loveland starts in the 30th position. 31st is Kyle Payne, and Jordan Brockel rounds out the field in 32nd here tonight. Still a great-sized field. 6 races into the season. Good to see the participation from all these drivers, and going to make for some great racing action here from this mile-and-a-half racetrack in the cornfields in Kansas. So now I think it's time to make our picks here, Alec. I'll give you the honor of going first and give you the selection.
Appreciate it. I really do. Well, looking at the trends right now, Believe it or not, the average starting position for winning a race this season has been 15.6 is the average starting position. I think that'll bring down a little bit. I think Seth Hatchell, he's starting on the pole, but I think he can win this one. And but I'm telling you, I like the hometown energy I felt out of him. I think Eric Cutton starting in 13th. I think he's going to get it done tonight.
All right, you gave me the low-hanging fruit here. Seth Hatchell is my pick. So we've got the 88 and the 8 as our selections here tonight. We'll see if they can come home here in victory lane tonight. Pace car is off. We're about to get underway here from Kansas Speedway in a dusk race. Gonna get trend into night here. Is green flag off the field, diving down into turn number 1. It'll be Hatchell leading them. Baffert on the outside, not able to get alongside yet. Hatchell gets free, and he'll lead them through turns 1 and 2.
And we're going to see you guys being careful on these colder tires. 3 wide mid-pack. Fizzles back out to 2 wide. Hatchell way out of front, and he's going to dive down to the bottom. Behind them, it is a gaggle of race cars. Look at all these cars. Dylan Parker making it 3 wide with AJ Stravato and Matthew Zwack. Parker will get 2 for 1 special, and he'll go up from 6th to 4th. And right behind him, he gets single filed out, but everybody else double file. Cruz, look at that. Stravato, Carb, Hayes, and now 3 wide with Gardner, Banks. And I believe that's Keith Mayato as well.
Yeah, Mayato splits the middle there, trying to make up some ground early alongside Joshua Banks. And different lines being used here early on. It is impressive to see these guys work down low. Zach Carr down there, he's going to try and get alongside the 33 of Stravato. And he's not going to pull him back at all here. He doesn't even get close to the side of that waste management machine. Back into turn number 1 they go. Hatchell will lead the first couple of laps here, though. Lap 3 clicks over. Ortega and Dylan Parker side by side.
Dylan Parker shot out of a rocket. He's up to 2nd, and oh, he gets turned! Parker tried to save it, drifts at the track. He clips the 2. They all save it, but checking up, Baffert looks to get 1. Parker's going to fall into the hands of Matthew Zwack and AJ Stravato. Zwack will shove the 25. What a save by Dylan Parker and the 2 of Reggie Ortega making contact early in this race. But look at the stack up it's caused behind. I think we're 8, 9 rows deep of 2 wide here at Kansas, something I would have never thought we'd see. But look at this. Baffert now goes down. Looks like Ortega's going to defend that one. But Parker on the inside will gather it up, and he'll go to the outside of Baffert and cut off Stravato in that 33.
Yeah, very good save, though, by the 25. That could have been disaster for the field. He was running 2nd at that point. But look at this. We're having a pretty big separation here. You go back to, who is that? Eddie Trejo or so. Farther back, Kyle McGarvey.
3 wide. I think that's Cruz. Oh, they're doring down the back. Just Gardner and Carr making some contact. They save it.
Yep, 3 wide back there.
Guys getting abusive already with these race cars. We talk about the composite bodies. You can do it, but you can't do it too hard. And I'm surprised to see this much contact on a 1.5 miles.
And it's interesting to see how fast they've tracked down Seth Hatchell once again, who is out to about 8/10. I wonder if Seth has backed off a little bit here, but he's pretty committed to that bottom line at the moment, which is interesting to see. Here comes Stravato, big move on the backstretch. Going to try and take a look here to get 4th position away. He'll do it into turn number 3. And here comes Matthew Zwack. I wonder if Baffert may be saving after what he learned from last week.
I mean, I think a lot of the guys figured maybe saving was going to be a big thing. We saw it in Iowa, huge thing. I don't think it'll be as bad as Iowa with tire fallout, but it might be a big topic of the race today. We see how much more momentum the top can carry, but the bottom saves so much more tire on the inside, using less throttle, so you're not turning the wheel as much. Although the setup's a little bit on the tighter side, that's just the way Kansas drives. You gotta, be careful and just don't roast those tires up on the outside, because you'll pay for it in the long run. Like I said, and one thing we haven't really talked about, will we get spread out here in these Monash? We saw Auto Club, we saw Pocono weren't that spread out. So far, it's not looking like it, but once maybe green flag pit stops happen, we'll see cars get more spread out here. But right now, we see a different amount of strategies going on. Guys saving, guys just going all out.
Yeah, Hatchell's lead has disintegrated here, down to a 10th, and here goes Dylan Parker, sends it down to the inside. He is blinking a little bit for me. I'm not sure if he's got connection issues on his side, but definitely blinking out a little bit. That is disconcerting as the race leader, seeing that in your mirror. And yeah, the top 5 kind of starting to string out here, and then Baffert holding him up a little farther back. Bailey Turner in the middle. 3 wide into turn 1.
Brody Hayes, we really haven't mentioned, been on fire the last 2 weeks. Hayes on the bottom of 3 wide. Eric Hutton on that 88. He's making some headway up on that outside lane. Matthew Zwack thought about taking those boys 3 wide ahead of him. Gardner all the way up from, I believe, where did Gardner start?
12th.
12th, and he's already up to 6, already up 6 spots. And Hutton, who started 13th, he's about to be up 6 spots as well. So he gets a big shove from Bailey Turner down this front stretch, and he's up to the outside of, I believe it's Ben Baffert. Zwack and Cruz really close on corner entry. Everybody look at this bottom, all stacking up, kind of saving tires, and those guys on the outside just blowing past.
Now Mayato stuck in the middle here between Joshua Banks, Jeremy Miller, Brody Hayes, all of those guys. He's trying to make his way through using that middle groove, which is not traditionally how you find your way around Kansas, as we have some smoke out in front. I think that is Dylan Parker, though. Connection problems persisting here in the second spot. Reggie Ortega a little tentative to make the move past him, but he's going to look to the outside here in turn 1. And Dylan down low in the little contact. I think some net code between the two of them. And good save. Man, he's had his hands full twice tonight. But he is doing a great job hanging.
The race control is, I think, telling Dylan's going to have to go to the back here. And he's pitting.
Slides
he's
it.
Spinning.
Saves it.
Wow, that was awful net code between Parker and Ortega. I can't believe they were. I mean, he was a whole lane and a half up and it registered contact. And look at that. That killed Ortega. Ortega's 6 now. He was 2nd.
He is definitely losing ground. A big,
Luke
Knupp down on the apron there. This is still crazy how bunched up they are here.
Yeah.
How about Zach Carr? That really, once again, created a big lead for Seth Hatchell. 1.5 seconds out in front, exactly what he wanted. He can kind of conserve that race car a little bit.
There's one person you don't want to give clean air. It's the 2-time champion, Seth Hatchell. Hatchell's so good at defending. Remember being stuck behind him here at this very track in the Cup car about a season or 2 ago. So yeah, Hatchell's very hard to pass once you give him clean air. But he's got it right now. But I know Zach Carr and AJ Estrada, they're not gonna make it easy for him once they get up there. I'll tell you, it's bunching up though. Well, like you said, with Ortega, Turner, Zwack, and I believe that's Eric Hutton in the 88. Hutton now goes underneath the 24, and look at that with on board with Ortega. There goes Zwack to his inside. I mean, those guys are starting to save tires, starting to make those lanes work on that bottom.
2 by 2 by 2 they go. A little farther back, there was some separation. Jeff Wright starting to make his way back forward here. He was at the lead of that second pack. James Loveland, Ryan Gemmel also starting to move forward here, but you can see big separation of these cars that are more single file farther back, really trying to preserve their stuff, I think, and some really fast race cars in that pack that I would expect to move forward. But how about this a little farther back? Jeremy Miller in the middle of 3 wide. He gets through it all. Eddie Trejo working forward, or trying to work forward.
So aggressive back here in this field. You can see these guys throwing haymakers. This is Bailey Turner almost catches the wall. He may have, and he's going to lose 2 spots, one to Hayes and one to Baffert. Baffert, like you said, has fallen back, and I think Matthew Zwack, who was on that tire saving strategy, he's starting to go. He's looking underneath AJ Stravato for the 3rd position. Hatchell still a 2.5 seconds. Like we talked about, now we're starting to see the tire fall off, and now we're starting to see some separation, at least for the top 5, but all the way back to about 7th, then it's all packed in. It's all crazy. Guys using bottom, top. We see Brody Hayes, Bailey Turner up on the outside, and look at Dane Cruz in that 26. Is the caution? It's got to come out. Who's that?
Not sure. I think the 84 possibly. Jordan Brackel.
It might have been Brackel. Yeah, I think Brackel went around here.
Towed it right to pit lane, but let's go take a look.
Oh boy.
What happened to Jordan Brackel as he looks like he's going to tow it early.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, going to lose the right front wheel here. The exit of turn number 2. We've seen some drivers starting to get loose.
And now we're going to stack them all up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just gets loose there, and then next year snap into the wall.
Big hit too. The car came off the ground.
And the toe link, and then the tire. Look at that tire. Destroyed the toe link on that front end, and then there goes Payne right on by, and yeah, he parked it and towed it.
Yeah, I was gonna have trouble getting it back around. I think the steering fully broken on that car. So, yeah, that'll put Jordan Brackel out of this race. Yeah, Dylan Parker.
Back to 31st and see if he got his internet fixed. But now will we see some pit games? Will we see guys stay out? will we see guys come on in?
Hatchel,
So far, Hatchel's going to definitely bring a lot of the field down, maybe all of them down, really.
I would think basically everybody would bring it
Oh,
in here. It's a
oh,
long
we got
enough
some
run.
contact
Oh yeah,
in the
stacking
back
up.
there.
Is that behind Brody Hayes?
Yeah, it was behind Hayes. There's Turner and Bafford. Bailey Turner was not happy. I think Turner might have got a speeding penalty out of that. Oh.
I have to take a look here as they pull into their pit boxes. Hatchel, your race leader, has led every single lap. We'll see if anyone tries a 2-tire pit stop this early on.
Risky. I can tell you that.
Looks like Dylan Parker trying to find his box here. He'll find it. And Bailey Turner off and away. Zach Carr off and away. And perfect pit.
Stravato. Great stop by AJ Stravato.
Matthew Zwack gained a position or two, I think. A really nice stop from him. And you know what? I just noticed this in practice, actually. Zach Carr, he's lost the sponsor on that machine.
Yeah.
You know, looking to turn things around this season. And we'll see if he gets another one on that race car. I know he's pretty good at finding sponsorship.
I know he was talking to Bernie Licks. I think Bernie Breakdown might come back on that car. I think they sponsored him in 2 seasons ago, or maybe a season ago. Until but was his last sponsor that came on, and now they are off. But yeah, unfortunate for Zach Carr, but I think he'll have no problem finding a sponsor, especially being the reigning champ. I think he'll have a sponsor definitely for Watkins Glen.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool to see.
Keith Mayato speeding on pit road.
Oh man.
You can see he goes from, I think he was going to be inside the top 10 to dropping down to 31st.
I got a lot of work to do. He's one of those guys, though. I mean, he will make it through the field.
He'll come up. Him and Parker are going to be very interesting to see come back up the field. As you can see, the 71 of Lane Selfridge bringing it back down into pit lane. I think he's just going to get some service to that car.
They're going double file here, getting ready to get another. Stravato will roll off alongside Hatchel, and then Zwack, Carr, Reggie Ortega able to hang on inside the top 5 after nearly getting turned around twice already in this race.
Oh yeah, I think Reggie Ortega is now hopefully thinking, well, I don't have to deal with any blinking car right now, and I think he's thinking, well, it's a fresh reset here. New tires, a lot of rubber was laid down here, so let's see if that affects the lanes any bit more. The sun, like we said, it's starting to set here. You can see it's starting to get a little darker. We're about 30 minutes away from that sun getting down and the lights starting to come on, so it's going to be interesting here.
As we're working back towards the pit lane, pace car makes the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. It's going to be Hatchel and Stravato into the restart zone. We'll see when he goes. And leads them way into the zone. Good start there, but how about Stravato? Timed it really nicely.
Now, can he carry that momentum? Does he want to pinch him down into the corner? We're going to find out. Guys on cold tires now. It's going to get really tight on this exit of the corner. You can see 3 wide mid-pack and behind Hatchel. Hatchel will clear away from the 33. Cruz almost gets him into the wall. I think he touches it. Now 3 wide with him. I believe that's the 21 of Ronis and the 90 of Sturgill. Jeff Wright starting to make ways up through as well, but look at the battle for the lead raging on. AJ Stravato, can he take it away from Seth Hatchel?
Not able to do it that time. Yeah, Hatchel comes down right across the nose. Those are your last 3 champions running 1, 2, 3 right now. All of 4 championships between those 3 drivers here in this league. And they are all, once again, running up here at the front in the below the double yellow Premier Series. Looking farther back here, Ortega, Hutton side by side. Brody Hayes sends it down low behind them. Ben Baffert. Here comes Jeff Wright, who has made up a ton of positions.
Where did he start? 28th, and now he's already at the 10th. Yeah. 24th, so 14 spots in the first 20 laps of this race. The points leader, and we talk about the point. I should say the points co-leader. He's also tied with Keith Mayato, and he's not having a great run either. So definitely becoming the battle for points. Bailey Turner, Ben Baffert as well, who are in points. Turner now going for the 3rd position under his teammate of AJ Stravato. Adam Cabot, who is 3rd in points, he is currently not here. So yeah, I mean, Brody Hayes is liking what he's seeing right now. If he can get some points here, he's only 4 back from the co-leaders.
Here we go, battle for the race lead. Zach Carr sends it down to the inside, trying to make something happen in turns 1 and 2. He'll pull alongside here. Can he get a little side draft action up out of the corner? But Hatchel with the momentum on the top side, able to clear right on by. Farther back, Hutton now looks to the top side of Matthew Zwack. And that 88 on the move here as well, up 7 positions. Bailey Turner up 11 spots into third. And they've been pushing a little bit too hard here these first couple laps on this run, though.
I'll have to find out. Eric Hutton already up to 5th. My pick, he had good energy going into this race, his home track, and he's showing it right now from 13th to 5th already. Somebody we haven't really talked about cracked his way into the top 10 side by side with Michael Sturgill. Jeremy Miller in that pink and blue with the yellow numbers on the side. Jeremy Miller, he's up into the 10th position. Sturgill right behind him, or battling with him, and Jeff Wright in that Lowe's 48. He is right behind these guys.
Yeah, a bunch of guys, big movers right here. Miller, Sturgill, Wright, and Ronis, all big movers so far in this race, up inside the top 15. Keep an eye.
Down to the inside of AJ Stravato. Stravato fighting on the top, and something hasn't been mentioned.
Ooh,
oh man, I almost a little
close.
door contact. Something that hasn't been mentioned, iRacing did updates to these race cars, so now they have less side draft in these cars, so the side draft isn't going to be as prevalent as it has been in the past few races. And also dirty air and clean air is now a thing as well. Seth Hatchell obviously has clean air, and Zach Carr is in that dirty air, in that wake. But Carr really trying to take that clean air away from the 8, and you look at him roll that top, Hatchell rolling the bottom, and you'll see Carr get a big run down this back straightaway and get a little toe from the 8.
We go on board with him. Big run there. He's going to look down low.
I don't know if he's going to be able to complete the pass. You can see the sun really starting to go down. The glare is not going to be as bad. It's setting a little bit behind these grandstands here. And the lights will be coming on here in a few minutes. But also, we talk about guys that are slowly, methodically working their way up. Joshua Banks in that 35, battling Sturgill for the 11th positions on the outside. Miller right in front of him. Look at all these guys up on the bottom. And Miller, the first car up on the top.
Yeah, they are definitely using different lines here, kind of unexpected. You know, we knew they'd eventually all move to the top at some point in the run, but the bottom working pretty well. Seems like some of these guys down here are also able to conserve tires. You can see Baffert and Hayes, who were the 2 best at saving tires last week at Iowa, ended up finishing 1-2. Right now running nose to tail between 9th and 10th positions.
Battle for the lead. Zach Carr got another big run, but he got a little loose up on the top. And now Hatchell's going to be able to at least fend off the run. Eric Hutton and Bailey Turner were going at it behind them, but they've single filed out. But yeah, Carr really pushing Hatchell. I don't think Hatchell's used to really pushing this hard, but Carr kept him on his toes. And look at how much of a gap they've built over Bailey Turner and Eric Hutton.
Yeah, huge lead. And yeah, Hatchell usually one to kind of mind his pace. Doesn't really, get affected by the guys pushing so hard around him. But I think he wants his track position in this clean air.
Carr's going to get a big run off the corner. Might have a crossover here, and there he goes. Can he complete the pass?
They race down into turn 3. He's really going to send it in deep. Should be able to clear. But Hatchell with the momentum. Yeah, look how much momentum he lost right there. He's going to lose 3-4 car lengths by the time they get to turn number 1. But he'll have another shot at it still in the toe here. And within a quarter second, Bailey Turner a second back from Hatchell. And he's under fire from Eric Hutton. AJ Stravato's fallen from 3rd to 5th here over the last couple of laps, and now he's under pressure.
From Zwack and Miller making a lot of spots up to 8th, and he's going to send his up to the outside of Reggie Ortega, and he might, with the run, he's going to be able to get up to at least maybe next to or right behind Matthew Zwack, but he gets loose off the corner. He'll pull back the 2 and try to complete that pass. Baffert right behind them. Where does Baffert choose to go? Who to push? He'll go down to the bottom. Hayes up to the top now. Yeah, a lot of lines, a lot more lines than I was expecting. I thought that top would be probably the best line to go to, and it still is, but it's not as fast as I think the bottom has a lot more pace. But you can see 3 wide of the corner. Baffert sending it up the inside of Ortega, and Hayes. It's going to get really, really tight off of 4. It's going to get really close.
Good job keeping space between the cars, though. You see Ortega, he kind of drifts up here trying to pull back the 10. That's really just going to slow all of them down. But Baffert up the hill almost makes contact. Oh, this is going to be tough. Really tight.
Oh, the air getting packed on that right side. He's going to back out of it. Hayes will take that position. He might get the spot from Baffert. How about right behind them? Somebody we hadn't talked about. I think that's a new paint scheme on that 46 at Dallas Sullivan. He's having himself a solid run. Remember, he led a lot of laps at Auto Club with a good pit strategy, but Sullivan started 15th, running 15th. So battling with Angelo Ronis, who's also been pretty quiet today. But Sullivan having himself a good run so far.
Yeah, and
up in the front though, Eric Hutton and Bailey Turner have ran down Zach Carr and Seth Hatchell.
they're racing side by side though, and that will slow them down. Jeremy Miller catches the wall a little farther back. He's going to lose a lot of ground. There goes Ortega. Here comes Sturgill, and right now going to look to the inside, 3 wide in turn 3. And Jeff Wright,
really
yeah, he's one of those guys. He's pushed so hard every race, and you can see on the back end of the run, he just he loses the tires quite a bit. We'll see what happens to him here. Kansas tonight, it could get very loose, could get very tight depending on how you drive it. But he's doing all right at the moment, up 13 positions. Now looks to the outside, almost catches the wall. That'll break him, break the 48 up into the top 10.
Turner and Hutton, they're going at it right now. Stravato and Zwack side by side. Turner rolling that outside momentum. Zwack kind of rolling that bottom pretty good, or so is Stravato, but Hutton kind of holding on to that bottom. You can see right behind them, behind the 88 and the 24, the 18 giving a big side route to the 33. And these guys being side by side kind of hurts them, and at least running down the 27 and the 8. But they'll get single file out here if Hutton can get up in front of the 33, and he will. Oh man, Stravato gets a big shove down into 3. But yeah, I think Hatchell and Carr may have burned up their tires a little bit. Hatchell turned a 32.3, where everybody side by side. Zwack turned a 32.1, so 0.2 faster that last lap, even with battling with the 33.
As Hutton able to get around the 18, but the 24 Bailey Turner, yeah, they get single file now, nose to tail. Hutton goes to the middle lane, not able to make that stick. He's going to get right up towards the wall, and now he'll check up Stravato. Here comes Zwack on through, going to try and take the 4th position away. And Brody Hayes, big run from him.
What a stand!
He may just be able to clear the 33. Yeah, he'll get by
He
Stravato and almost slots in behind the 88, but he's going to stick with the 18. Now Stravato swings to the apron.
He had a massive run on Eric Hutton and Matthew Zwack, and wasn't able to do it. You can see these guys right on that bottom, but now we get into the run. Tires are going to start mattering here. They're going to start falling off, and now they're going to go 3 wide down the back. Stravato thought about going to the middle. Baffert underneath him. We talk about it now. Dirty air becomes a little bit worse. The worse tire fall off becomes as well. But if you save it, save your stuff. Be easy with the car. It should get a little bit better as this run goes on compared to guys that will fall off. They'll build a little bit tighter if they push.
Door banging.
I think Zwack's gonna like that. Baffert's gonna take advantage of that. These guys so aggressive so early in this race, and Baffert's gonna take him 3 wide. Zwack's gonna drift up the racetrack, and so is Brody Hayes gonna get the 2 for 1 there. And right behind them, there goes Stravato, gonna get a big shove to the 18, upsets the back end, and he'll take that spot away as well.
And here comes Baffert now, looks down to the inside behind all of this. Jeff Wright, Dane Cruz breaking into the top 10 once again. Started in 7th, but I think he kind of went the wrong direction for a while. See if he saved his stuff enough to start making up some ground again. We see Jeremy Miller. Oh yeah, Parker.
As they went to the back, they are starting to make their way up a little bit, but they're not much up as I thought they were. Mayato 19th, Parker 21st.
Ooh, Luke Knupp with a moment there off of turn 2. Man, he, and multiple times this season, he has been all over the place, but has never let the car go around. And it's, again, the case tonight. I think twice he's nearly lost it.
Big push from Eric Hutton and Brody Hayes. I almost spun him down the straightaway off of 4. I tell you, these guys are going at it. It's definitely the best battle on the racetrack. These guys physical, and man, they are bumping and rubbing each other's doors. These guys really going at it right now. Seth Hatchell starting to open up that lead to about a half second, now 0.6 of a second over Zach Carr. Turner's running down Carr. And then behind them, it is a free-for-all between the 88, the 10, the 18, the 33, the 23. Those guys really going at it. Dane Cruz, we talked about him, man. Such a solid run these first 3. Somebody I don't think we expected to be in the chase. You know, no offensive, we just haven't really, a rookie, number 1, but man, top 10 right now, and he's just having such a good season so far. As man, you can see these guys 3 wide.
Yeah, and I think it's a fitting term. They're throwing haymakers at each other out here in Kansas tonight. Really going at it here just to break into the top 5. At the front, though, Hatchell continues to lead as he has not even surrendered the lead yet. No. He's led every single lap. Carr is giving him a challenge at points, but he's starting to fade now, back about 3/4 of a second, and definitely used his stuff up. Bailey Turner reeling him in. Brody Hayes has gotten clear of all of that melee, and they are 3 wide. Stravato, Zwack, and Baffert into turn 1.
Servato should be able to roll that momentum off the top and at least get Zwack Turner. Oh, Zach Carr gets loose out the corner. He'll save it and he'll forfeit a spot to Turner and might forfeit another one to Brody Hayes.
Oh, he's still.
Oh, he's really loose.
He got the apron a little bit right there. And he's checking up. Here comes Baffert.
Baffert's gonna be in it. Oh, man.
He is really struggling. I think he's lost the rear tires on that car pretty much.
I think that's been kind of an issue for Zach Carr this year. He's been almost spinning out every race this year. He's, gotten close and had some amazing saves, but now, he pushed those tires a little too hard trying to get up to Seth Hatchell, and I think it's starting to show from 2nd to 12th in one lap.
It definitely lost a lot of ground right there. That gives now a 1 second advantage to the 8 machine of Seth Hatchell. Here comes Jeff right now looking to the inside of Matthew Zwack. Working the inside lane, gets a big slide out of turn 4, but able to stay alongside for the moment. Now he'll drift up and get in line with the 18, but side by side, Baffert and Stravato. Baffert working the low line. He's saved his stuff a little bit here, I think, and starting to work his way forward. Let's look a little farther back. Joshua Banks, Ryan Gemmel, a driver working towards the front, up 7 positions as well.
My auto. He's my auto right behind him. They've gotten by Dallas Sullivan, and then Chris Samar, we haven't really talked about him. He's behind Sullivan for 18th. Parker kind of moving his way up a little bit. Jeremy Miller has really fallen back as well. He's outside, almost battling for outside the top 20.
He did catch the wall a little earlier.
Yeah.
And definitely cost him some time. A little farther back, even James Loveland starting to get up towards the top 20 here. We got Nick Gardner, who started in 12th. He's back in 25th here. Dennis Faircloth as well. Eddie Trejo, Lane Sulfridge, Yusuf Ghali, another driver. We expect to see a lot from Yusuf. I know he's only making his, I think, 2nd or 3rd start in the league, but
first mile-and-a-half race.
Yeah, so maybe.
Yeah. I think he's good on the. She's really good on the short tracks. So he'll run up there. I think the next gen cars really haven't changed the way you drive short tracks, but they kind of have changed the way you drive mile-and-a-halves and 2-mile tracks, and definitely a big change for him. And I know what is he running 29th, and he'll get up there. But yeah, he's got to fill out this car first. And oh man, Jeff Wright, really loose off the corner, almost caught the wall. But yeah, Ghali will definitely get a feel for it later. As you can see, man, we are almost to darkness. I'm sure those lights will come on within the next 10 laps. But yeah, and then now we got to start talking about pit stops. Probably going to be happening in not too very long. So that's going to be something we haven't really talked about or thought about. But we know pit entry yesterday was very dangerous in the Contender Series race. I think we have a wreck in the pit road. I think it was Nick Starling and one other car as well. So I hate to bring back the bad memories for Starling, but yeah, pit road can be sketchy here, especially with guys running the bottom. We know what could happen here, especially if things go wrong. And Kansas, it's kind of these corners, whatever comes up, whatever's going to come up, it'll move up. It must come down, and we saw that happen. Yeah. I think with Daniel Suarez this year, he hit the wall, spun out, and then came right down the track, and Almirola almost clobbered him. So, Eric Hutton.
Yeah, big slide into the wall there. He got loose on entry, drifted up, caught the outside barrier, able to keep it rolling here. He loses a couple of positions. Now Matthew Zwack, Dane Cruz behind him. How about Angelo Ronis, though, up 12 positions and making some good time right now. Pretty close to everybody else here in the top 10, but he's gotten around Jeff Wright, who's starting to fade. Man. Yeah, Hutton is struggling.
Sliding that car around.
Baffert and Stravato.
Up ahead of them, yeah. Baffert trying to get the spot. I think Baffert really saved his tires. He's gotten by Zwack, obviously got by Hutton, and now trying to get around AJ Stravato here, and he'll clear up. Stravato won't fight it. Brody Hayes, we talked about who's right in front of them. He's kind of stalled out behind Bailey Turner. And now Baffert trying to run down the 10 and the 24. It seems like the bottom's a little bit better in 3 and 4, but the momentum off the top definitely carries a lot better off the fall. Hutton swag! Hutton! Hard into the outside wall. He'll slide back down. No caution. Unfortunate. Wow.
Oh, and he's done. Broken Oh, just a bump gone wrong, or 3 wide gone wrong here. Zwack, Cruz, and Hutton. And yeah, this is kind of what we saw before with Zwack and was it Brody Hayes who made some contact?
At Pocono.
No, even tonight
they got Dennis Faircloth spinning off the corner off of 2, and the caution's gonna come out.
Oh man,
unfortunate from Eric Hutton, and he was so fast, and he was starting to fall back, but unfortunate for Eric. And I know he was having a good run there, man. And Dennis Faircloth goes around. I think he might have got into the wall and spun.
I think similar to what we saw from Jordan Brockel. Faircloth working at a turn number 2. He's running outside the top 20, but a solid enough run here tonight, and had kept the car clean to that point. He catches the wall a little bit right there, just loses the back end, and then that overcorrect snap there, and pretty solid contact with the right side. We'll see if he's broken the toe link on that machine.
Should be fine looking at it.
All right.
Maybe the right front might be a little towed in, but other than that, I think he should be fine.
He'll be able to continue onwards.
Long run of time, and now the lights have just come on. Now it's going to get really interesting. Track's going to change a lot.
Hatchell will lead them on to pit road here. Everybody is going to join him. Nobody's going to stay out, which is definitely a good call here after such a long run. We were getting close to the fuel cycle anyways, or the tire cycle. As here we go, Hatchell into his box. No mistakes from anybody up here in the top 5 pit boxes. See who gets a good stop here and wins the battle off of pit road. Oh. They drop the jack on Hatchell, gets rolling. Nice job there from the 8 crew. And gonna basically be the same exact way they went into the pit lane. But how about Dane Cruz? Looks like he made up a couple spots.
A lot of spots there. After the caution came out, Dylan Parker and Jeremy Miller were going at it under caution. Oh, and then Miller spun Dylan Parker. And Parker went up into the wall.
Wow, let's go take a look at that.
It seemed like it lasted about a lap before they really started going at it. You know, this is off of 4, but it all really starts in 1 and 2.
Wow. Yeah, he sends him around here in the tri-oval and noses into the outside wall.
A lap maybe of what transpired there. It looked like, you know, we're going into 1 here. Miller, this might even started before, but Miller gives him a shot into 3. We're still green here. And then Parker gets loose.
Oh,
Miller comes up, a little contact there, and then into 3, they just start dooring. Nothing too bad here. And then the caution comes out for Faircloth. Right about here, Dylan Parker blinks out and then gives him a little brake check, and then Miller just had enough of it and sent him around. Parker just taps the wall, but yeah, that's something we really haven't seen.
A little drama here under the yellow flag. We've seen a little bit of controversy between drivers at times, but that one
not to that extent, yeah.
That could lead to more developments here in this race. But how about
Seth? Who should we pull in?
I was going to say we get a quick commercial break in here for our sponsors.
That works too. That's probably a really good idea as well.
As Hatchell has dominated this race. We'll be back in just a few moments after a quick word from our sponsors. All right, and back at the racetrack here, Seth Hatchell, Bailey Turner, row number 1, Brody Hayes, AJ Stravato, row 2, Ben Baffert, Dane Cruz, row number 3 here for this restart. Not quite halfway in this one. Recap, just 2 cautions, and Seth Hatchell has led every single lap. See if he can get another lightning restart here and get off and away. Guys are really going to try and time it well into the restart zone. Hatchell leads him all the way to the end of the zone, and a great restart there. Bailey Turner caught sleeping. And Hatchell's going to get out to at least a 2 or 3 car length lead into turn 1. Here comes his teammate Brody Hayes now to the inside and try and take second away.
3 wide mid-pack, Ronis cruising. Look at Jeff Wright using all that lane up on the outside. Gets a little loose on, but he's able to carry the momentum off the corner. Battle for second, Hayes. Look at Baffert diving it down to the inside. 3 wide for the second position. Oh, Bailey Turner just catches the wall. Able to carry the momentum through the corner. He'll take second, or he'll keep second. Behind them, Stravato will dive underneath the 10 of Brody Hayes. Side by side between, I believe that's Ronis and Wright. And oh man, a lot of moving around in the lanes there. Joshua Banks just gets up and brushes the wall.
Yeah, a lot of blocking going on in contact possibly.
Oh, Gemmel.
Oh, they keep it straight though.
Stravato hits the wall as well. And now battle for the lead. Bailey Turner now underneath Seth Hatchell. Can't somebody dethrone Hatchell from the lead? He's led every single lap tonight. Turner trying to be that one to not make that happen. Hatchell pulls away down the front stretch. Turner trying to reel him into the corner.
Yeah, not able to make the pass that time. That's the closest we've seen, really. I think it was about 14 thousandths from the 24 car getting out in front there, but able to hang on a second. Here goes Stravato and Hayes once again going side by side into turn number 3. Brody, I think, already on a bit of a tire-saving strategy after a really good restart. He gained some ground, and he's giving it all back right now, trying to hang on to the 5th position at the moment. Stravato alongside, and here comes Jeff Wright. Angelo Ronis up to 7th. Reggie Ortega back up to 8th. In Cruz and Keith Mayato.
Matthew Zwack fell back a little bit, and he's down to 17th.
Not sure what happened. Long pit stop, it looks like. 25 seconds in the box. But yeah, he is definitely... Oh yeah, they did make some contact there, so he probably had some right side damage. That car back here...
Jeff Wright making some big moves. Using that outside lane as good as I could possibly would see, man. He's already up to 4th, almost battling with Baffert and Hayes, and looks like he'll get 2 of them. And up at the front, Jeremy Miller just got put a lap down for exiting the pits. He's battling Seth Hatchell for the lap.
And this is interesting here. Hatchell works the top side. Jeremy Miller, who's going to have fresh tires as well. You know, he's right here behind. Yeah, he's basically acting on behalf of the 24 right now, but Hatchell able to clear him and able to pull ahead by a couple of car lengths there. We'll see if that develops into anything, but Brody Hayes continuing to drop positions as Stravato works to the outside.
And Miller's got 4 lap pressure tires, and oh man, look at AJ Stravato use that momentum at the top. But yeah, Miller's got fresh tires, but seems like he can't get by the 8 obviously with the clean air. Kind of trying to take that line away from him. But yeah, Hayes and Baffert going at it. Stravato got those spots away. Here comes Angelo Ronis in that 21 as these guys side draft each other, stall each other out. 21 starting to close in.
Farther back, Mayato has worked his way back into the top 10. Behind him is teammate Chris Samard, also working forward. A good run for both of them so far in this race as Joshua Banks tries to hang on to that 10th position. Mayato right alongside down towards turn number 3. Farther back, Zach Carr starting to make his way back forward. 17th position, running right up against the outside wall.
Yeah, he is right on there. But look at the momentum he'll carry off. He'll blow by the inside of Willie Nelson in that 22 car. I haven't really talked about him. He's having a solid night so far, up inside the top 20. Dallas Sullivan right in front of the 22. He'll go to the outside of Ryan Gemmel. Look at these guys using different lanes. Sullivan in the middle, on the outside of Gemmel. Up ahead of them, really no movement until you get to about the 6th position. Reggie Ortega gets by the 23 of Ben Baffert. Ronis in the wake of Baffert there, and behind him is Dane Cruz.
Dane has been a mainstay here in the top 10 tonight. Doing a great job in that new paint scheme. Feeling himself here a little bit tonight at Kansas. Running in the 9th position, running 10th in the standings. Here comes Joshua Banks, big send into the corner. They get on the apron. Able to hang on to it.
From there.
Yeah.
Good save. Man, that was something. But man, talk about some defending up at the front. Stravato throwing a little bit of a block on Hayes. Hayes thought about sending him into the corner, but then I think AJ realized probably wasn't the greatest decision, and he'll let Hayes go by, and Hayes will go into 4th.
Tell you what, Seth Hatchell is driven away. He is almost 2 seconds ahead.
2.5.
And he is still out in front of Jeremy Miller. I wonder if he's getting a little bit of a beach ball effect here and getting pushed out in front. as Bailey Turner almost 2 seconds back.
I'd be worried if this run goes green. Those guys might start running him down a little bit, but still, I mean, 2 seconds is going to be a lot to run up. But, I mean, behind at least about 2 or 3 cars behind Jeff Wright, Ortega, Baffert, and then Ronis, Banks, Mayato, Cruz, Samard, Sullivan, all on top of each other. These guys side by side. And these guys are starting to stall each other away from Stravato. Stravato's kind of opening up a gap.
Yeah, side by side, Baffert and Ortega. Here comes Mayato, now up to 9th. Going to try and get alongside Ronis. But look at the 21. Big run into the corner. Shoves Baffert down in.
Oh. And there goes Jeff Wright trying to pass Bailey Turner. And that's going to be good for Seth Hatchell to keep opening that gap. The more these guys battle, Hayes closing in on Wright. He'll try to take 3rd away from Wright as he's underneath him. Oh, man, they get so close going into one. It closes up so much, and you'll see Jeff Wright use that outside lane and carry the momentum off the corner. Man, look at the run he just gets.
Yeah, he gets a little bobble there, able to clear the 10 machine. Hard their back.
Jeff.
Yeah, a little slide job right there. And Baffert and Ortega not giving up this battle.
Wow. Look at Mayato closing in.
Mayato working the top side.
So what we saw with Jeff Wright, he pushed his tires a little bit too hard, and he saw him fall back, and he got a little bit looser in the run as the run went on. We were about, I think, 25 laps into the last run as Dallas Sullivan gets loose off the corner, and that's going to stack up everybody.
Oh, that car!
Car!
Around he
car
goes.
Gets turned from Swack. Swack spins down the racetrack. Oh, and Eddie Trejo clappers him in the door, and he'll save it. I think there was one other car involved.
Wow.
No, I think everybody else misses it, but man, Zach Carr caught up in another incident, and Swack in another incident.
Oh, car starting to go around. I think he might have tagged the wall, or maybe just, I'm not exactly sure how it started. Let's take a look here. That car, the 27 machine, the white and black car at the top of the screen. Zwack right there, and Trejo behind him. See what happened. Did maybe Samard get a little loose here? No, he just gets loose.
And then, Zwack nowhere to go. And then right behind them, we see Zwack tries to save it, spins, and then Eddie Trejo, who I think is also trying to gather it up.
Close call for Nick Gardner, and then, big contact in the driver's side door there.
That one would have hurt if it was real life.
Yeah, so it all started with Zach Carr, once again getting just a little bit loose there.
Yeah.
That's been a struggle this season for the reigning champ.
Just gets out of the air, and then Samard kind of takes it away maybe, and then just spins, and up at the front, Bailey Turner's going to stay out, and everybody else is going to come in.
See if we can get a view from Nick Gardner here.
Hatchell ain't going to be leading every lap.
He kind of splits the middle of these two cars. Eddie Trejo went one way, and then look how close that is. Yeah.
Everybody to pit road now. Bailey Turner will stay out, and that'll be the first lap. Seth Hatchell hasn't led all night, but Hatchell will definitely try to get that lead back on the restart. Has anybody tried to take 2? Is the question. Don't see any takers so far.
17 laps on those tires.
Maybe Jeff Wright. But I know Wright took 4. He'll go up to second. Baden Baffert with not a great stop. He'll lose a spot to Ronis. Stravato will lose a spot to Keith Mayato in the 36. 3 wide off of pit road with Samard, Gimmel, and Cruz. But other than that, everybody usually retaining their positions. Looks like Jeremy Miller is going to get the free pass. But Bailey Turner, bold strategy on 17-lap old tires.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. We've seen how loose these cars get and how much fall off there is after a run like that. Looking at the standings here, the only 3 cars out of this race, Eric Hutton, Luke Knupp, and Jordan Brockel, 30th, 31st, and 32nd respectively. Everybody else on the lead lap here tonight. This 32-car field, we have 29 still in the race, still on the lead lap here after 69 laps. And Bailey Turner now going to second lap of the night. Seth Hatchell take over second spot, winning the battle off pit road.
Bold strategy, I would say, for Turner. Clean air is good, but I don't know if it's going to be 18 laps good. But real question is, now that we got about a lap to talk to somebody, who should we pull in here?
On the move here now. How about Chris Samard?
Jeff Wright, maybe?
Jeff
Chris
Wright?
Samard?
Yeah, maybe we talk to Chris next time. But
yeah, or we could talk to Chris. We could talk to Chris. Maybe we could get both.
Jeff is up 21 positions. And Ronis up 14 as well.
Well, who should we get here? I mean, I'm kind of tied.
How about Angelo Ronis? I don't think we
Angelo
talked to
Ronis?
Angelo much this.
Yeah, we talked to him at the Class 21, but yeah, let's give him a holler. Angelo Ronis, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. Got a copy?
Yep, got you guys.
He's got you. Well, you're up 14 positions, riding inside the top 10 now. Had a lot of battling around you, but we're able to pick off some people. How are we feeling for this next half of the race that's coming up here?
I'll be honest, if we get a long run going where we would need some green flag pit stops, I think I may be in a good spot. I think I've started to gain some good knowledge on how to conserve these tires, and it looks like I said, if we get a good long run in, then we could be fighting for something even bigger.
Yeah. Well, before we let you go, I got to ask you, how are we feeling about your teammates starting on some older tires here?
I trust Bailey's judgment, so I think we'll be good.
All right. Well, we wish you good luck, man, and go get him out there.
Will do. Thank
Go
you.
get him, Angelo.
Oh.
Cut him off a little bit there. That's all good. He heard what I said.
He did. Okay, that's good.
So yeah, new leader on this restart. We'll see how the old tires fare getting back through the gears. I know it can be a little tricky, but the track temp pretty cool here tonight. 79-degree track temp, so should be enough grip in those Goodyears, even after about 17 laps of green flag action. We'll see what Bailey can do.
It's going to get interesting here. Again, appreciate all the viewers watching. I see 31 watching, so thank you to all of you tuning in tonight here on VSPEED tonight here for the Below the WLN Premier Series race here for the Dialed In 200. So these boys haven't they have yet to just, not have a boring race. It's been exciting all year, so it's been awesome. And curious to see how this restart. Can anybody take down Seth Hatchell is the question.
But all but about 3 or 4 laps here now that Bailey Turner has stayed out, waiting to get back to the restart zone. It'll be the 24 in control, and he gets going here. Good restart. Hatchell, solid restart, but he's going to have to fight Jeff Wright for the second spot. We work back under the green flag here after our third caution of the race. Bailey Turner, your race leader, and he is slow off the corner. Here goes Hatchell up the hill.
Hey, look, contact. Oh, he moved him up big, and here comes Jeff Wright to take advantage of that. Ortega in the 2 now. Ronis on the bottom there. Jeff Wright's going to take the lead away from Bailey Turner and Seth Hatchell. And now Ortega right in the middle of, I believe that's Turner and Hayes, but Hayes will take up on the outside. Here comes Keith Mayato, taking him 3 wide up on the outside.
Yeah, the VSPEED machine's all running the top side there.
Bafford right on the back of Turner. Look at Ronis slide at the track. 4 wide off of turn number 2.
Is this gonna work? Contact. It's not gonna work.
Ronis, Bafford, there goes Turner.
This could be a big one.
On the backstretch.
They all mostly get around. Oh, and around goes the 68 and the 71.
Hit. Pain and Sulfridge.
That was almost like pain and suffering is what you said there. I thought that's where you were going, but they're able to keep it rolling here.
AJ Stravado, and we just talked. I tell you, we curse everybody we talked to. Angelo Ronis involved as well. Ben Bafford, last week's winner, involved. Multi-car accident. I think Bailey Turner is involved as well.
Let's see where this all started.
4 wide.
It looks like Angelo, he tried to make the move underneath Keith Mayato and got a little bit tight.
And then
had to check up.
Was trying to pass Turner, and they all met up 4 wide there, and then Bafford drifts up the racetrack into Ronis, and then Travato comes back down and takes Turner and Bafford with him.
It looks like most people able to get by.
Payne and Sulfridge.
I think just checking up right
there.
Yeah,
Payne lost it under braking and hit Sulfridge. I think Sulfridge might be fine. I don't know about Payne. I think all the cars that were involved in that might be fine.
I don't think anybody made serious contact with the inside wall. Angelo did spin around quite a bit. Willie Nelson went for a slide.
Car missed it.
Go on board here.
It's just 4 wide just doesn't work here.
Chris Samard was able to navigate his way through it.
A big one. Even Banks gonna have a good one there as well. But yeah, it closes up so much off of 2. 4 wide just doesn't work here. We talk about it getting so tight off the corner, and Bailey Turner on 18-lap-old tires. It's just so hard to hold it, and especially when you have everybody trying to go around you on way better tires. Things like that happen, and surprisingly, I don't think anybody's done. But man, unfortunate to see 4 fast race cars get involved in that wreck.
Yeah, a lot of guys involved in that one, and now this kind of brings in some fuel and
Oh,
tire
yeah.
strategy potentially.
And Hatchell was able to get the lead away from Jeff Wright.
Interesting. I didn't see how he did that. He just
Yeah,
must
we
have powered
should
around.
take a look at that.
Go back a little ways here. Back another little ways. Oh, he was on the top side here.
Oh, Wright tried the slide job and he did it. And then Hatchell
Oh, he
did a
got
great
the wall.
Oh, Wright got the wall. And then you can see behind them the contact happens between everybody else. But yeah, look at, man, Ortega and Hayes.
Oh, that was a close call.
Yeah. That could have been a separate wreck almost.
Yeah, definitely. And they all live to tell the tale, though, and Hatchell resumes the race lead. It is going to be interesting, though, for fuel mileage. I think this is right around the limit of fuel. I don't know.
Who just came in? Bailey Turner, Ben Bafford, AJ Stravado, Angela Romas all just came in. How many laps do we got here? I don't.
Under 60 laps to
or 60?
go.
Oh yeah, there's no way. I don't. Yeah, I think the fuel mileage is 53 laps. I think at most.
So it could be possible theoretically if they save a bit.
It's possible, but I don't know. Should we pull Jeff Wright in?
Yeah, we can call him up here.
Let's get him in. He's asking. Wow. The hometown here, I think you're a Nebraska native, Mr. Wright. You almost got the lead away from Seth Hatchell, and you got up into the wall. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, well, we're kind of in a tough spot, Alec. My wheel's acting up, and I got no force feedback half the time. It's going in and out on me, but for those last 3 laps, I don't have anything, no feeling in the wheel, so I'm just eyeballing it. Power steering's gone, my brother. It is it's as good as gone. So this is going to be tough here. Definitely really uncomfortable. I'm just hoping the thing holds together for at least the rest of this race, and we're gonna have to get ourselves a new wheel here, driver, because this isn't doing it.
I think that's a possibility. Well, brother, I gotta ask you, do you think you have anything for Seth Hatchell? Even despite the wheel problems, do you think you have? I know we jinxed Angela when we interviewed, so hopefully we don't jinx you. But do you think you have anything for Seth?
You know, it's going to be tough. Seth, he's a really good driver. He's got a lot of experience in this league, and he's won a lot of races, I believe, in this league. So, yeah, it's going to be tough to do it. I'd have a lot more confidence if I had a wheel that was a little bit more reliable at the moment. But we're going to go out there, try it our best, and see if we can get ourselves one here at the Kansas Speedway.
Well, we appreciate you, Jeff, man, and go get him out there. Have fun.
All right, thanks, Alec.
All right.
Right, driver of the 48 machine. No force feedback on that wheel tonight, so that'll be interesting for him. I used to race with no force feedback, but I don't know how I did that. Switched away from that a few years ago and haven't looked back. But it can be very difficult. You really don't know what the car is doing underneath you. So he's driving by sound and sight right now mostly. So
it's just pure, what you think you're doing and what you think your feel is. And we talked about him early in the race. Had to go back because of a speeding penalty about 50 laps ago. Keith Maieto up in 5th, but we are back green, and Seth Hatchell with a beautiful restart leaves Jeff Wright and Reggie Ortega. Top lane with a little more organization. They'll be able to pull down the straightaway. Ortega will fall back. Not a ton of movement through mid-pack yet, but now we got guys shooting 3-4 wide into the middle of the corner in mid-pack, but Jeff Wright side by side with Ortega for second. Hatchell trying to get away.
As he's done basically every restart, but you can see how much they close up there. At the end of the straightaway, it's just about 2 car lengths back to Jeff Wright now. Reggie Ortega down on the inside lane. Gonna try and get... Oh, and there goes Jeff Wright around! Oh, man. And he towed it instantly.
He's good, yeah, he's good. No caution, but I think somebody can him. Gosh darn it, we keep jinxing people.
And Brody Hayes was the one who clipped him a little bit, but the car looks all right.
Hayes might be fine. Man, look at that. Hayes, man, we just jinxed everybody we talked to, let me tell you.
It's just instant commentator curse tonight. That is crazy. I've never seen it with such a quick turnaround on a broadcast.
Dean Cruz.
Breaking his way in the top 5. He's working on the outside, trying to get to 3rd.
Cruz with another solid run. Maybe even trying to, I think he's trying to back up his. Remember, he had a 3rd place run going here at Iowa last week, And look at having a third place run at Kansas, and I don't think he was expecting to have this kind of run. He sets his eyes up on Brody Hayes for the second position. Could Dane Cruz shock the BTDY world and take the win away from Seth Hatchell? He's looking to the back of Brody Hayes for second.
He's almost there. On the outside now. Into turn number 1. Dane Cruz on the move here. The cruise missile, right? That's what it says on the roof rail. And he is going to take second position away. He splits the VSPEED machines. In another VSPEED machine, I should say.
Yeah, but would it be considered a shock if Dane Cruz is able to win this race here at Kansas?
I would think so.
I think it could be. I think it would be. I think Brody Hayes was kind of a surprise, but he's shown that wasn't no surprise. But Cruz, he's been solid this year, but I would have never expected him to win. And especially, he's going to have his hands full trying to take down Seth Hatchell.
Hatchell's been dominant here tonight. Let's take a look here. He's led 76 out of the 81 laps completed. And here is Dane Cruz now trying to challenge up from 7th position. He had the practice and qualifying speed, so he's got a good car tonight.
A lot of new faces in the top 10. We talk about comers and goers. Well, a lot of them came and a lot of them went. Dylan Parker's up there, Dane Cruz up there, Sturgill, Ortega, Banks, Samard, and Nelson all in the top 10.
Yeah, this is crazy. Chris Samard.
Up 12th.
Chris Samard started 26th in this race, and Willie Nelson started 27th. They're running 9th and 10th right now.
And what a shove. Look at that blow by Ortega there.
Like he's standing still on the inside lane as they line up on the top side. Joshua Banks once again breaking into the top 5. He has been very consistent this season, up there in the top 10 in the standings, and looking to get another great finish here tonight. Sturgill looks to the inside.
Oh man, that was the center of the corner. My auto thought about taking that line away. But yeah, look at the run Banks is going to get. If he could clear Sturgill, he might be able to get underneath my auto. Or he might just go, he is clearing out Willie, take it under. No, but Dylan Parker will take that. Parker goes underneath down to that white line. He'll try to at least get one from Sturgill, try to get 2 away from Banks. Up at the front, though, Dane Cruz starting to pressure Seth Hatchell once again.
About 2.5, now 3 car lengths as they cross the stripe. Down into turn number 1. Hatchell uses the top side. Here goes the 26 of Dane Cruz down to the bottom. Not able to close up, though, on the exit of the corner. You can see Hatchell with the momentum.
Dylan Parker and Joshua Banks.
Big check up there. Here comes Samard.
Oh, man, Samard.
Yeah, trying to get
Parker,
that.
Roll that outside.
I think Samard trying to get the wide arc. There is, big bobble from Joshua Banks right off the nose of Michael Sturgill. They're going to be nose or side by side as they cross the start-finish line. Sturgill trying to get to the top side, get to that quarter panel. He'll get there. Can he get a run through the corner? He will get a good run here.
Here we go, up at the front, Dane Cruz, the closest he's been all night. Can he get around Seth Hatchell? He'll go down to the bottom. Brody Hayes starting to close in as well. He's not next to him. Hatchell will carry momentum off the corner. Can Hayes try to push the 26 by is the question. Cruz has been getting some clean air to the nose. Really the first guy I've been seeing. Instead of running right directly in the wake, he gets down in the middle of the corner. Actually, he'll run a little bit higher this time. Hatchell will run the bottom. Cruz will get a big run off the top if he can keep the rear end under him. He just can't do it there. And Hatchell will keep that lead. Now Hatchell's got a teammate. But looking at the top 5, only one driver in the top 5 has won a race this year.
And that is Brody Hayes, who's now going to take second position away from the 26. Like he was standing still. And then look at this battle farther back. Joshua Banks, Michael Sturgill, Dylan Parker really going at it here just outside the top 5. Sturgill takes 5th position away. Now Dylan Parker and Joshua Banks side by side. Here's Samard and Ortega.
Zwack and Carr are starting to, enter the picture. Jeremiah Vincent in the Napa car.
Wow.
He's starting to get up there as well. Golly taking Nelson and Vincent 3 wide. That is for the 12th position. Ben Bafford's back up there as well.
This is tight.
Between Nelson and Golly.
That's as tight as it gets there if you're pinching somebody down. Zach Carr.
Yeah, 3 wide on the apron.
That car right there in front of all of this. He's starting to make his way back forward, trying to get into the top 10 with Matthew Zwack. Both of those drivers who were at one point close to about 20th position.
These guys having great runs tonight.
Yeah, that's impressive from Jeremiah Vincent, who is up 16 positions right now. Willie Nelson looking down low. He's up 14 right now.
We talk about it all year. I mean, I'm looking at the top 10. Just take it. I mean, look at this. Not only one guy in the top 10 has won a race this year.
That is just incredible. That's so
love it.
much parity.
It's amazing.
And here is Brody Hayes closing up on his teammate. Big run here. Hatchell got a little loose. Here comes Mayato as well.
Cattle, 7th. Let me tell you, it's going wild. Keith Mayato starting to close into the picture as well. Hayes has been quiet all night. Can he get a second win? We got one car up in the wall. I believe that was Chris Samard. Everything kind of singling out or doubling out back there. But Brody Hayes looking for his second win of the season. Can he get it away from his teammate Seth Hatchell? And behind them, their teammate is battling Dane Cruz for 3rd and trying to get the win.
He's gotten by the 3rd place. That is Keith Mayato. Started 10th. He had to go to the back of the field. He is back to the front.
Battling a lot of adversity. I tell you, if there's going to be a wreck, it's going to come from the middle of that top 10 battle. Those guys are really aggressive, and man, I'd be surprised if they can make it clean if they keep racing it like this, man. Samard is sliding, but at the front, Hatchell able to clear Hayes. Mayato now closing in. Cruz is also there as well.
Yeah, this is tight stuff right here outside the top 10.
Great
Samard,
race.
Jeremiah Vincent, Dallas Sullivan right here. You can see Samard starting to lose ground. Yusuf Ghali trying to make his way through the middle here. Zach Carr down low, 54 of Ghali in the middle. Samard up top. They go 3 wide into turn 3. And again, going to be tough in that middle lane here. It's going to get tight on exit.
Samard at the wall.
Able to keep it straight.
All good. Parker on the outside of Ortega.
Zach Carr.
He get loose on the apron?
I think it was the transition that got him right there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, he caught the transition wrong.
Huh, that's interesting. I haven't seen that one happen all year. I haven't really been in places with aprons like that, but something you don't really see every day is now Sturgill has got into the 5th position, and Dylan Parker, I believe, just got passed by Ortega, and now Banks. Baffert already up inside the top 10 after that restart. Nelson as well. He's in the top 10. Zwack.
They're battling for the lead here. The VSPEED machines running the primary color bumpers. You see red, blue, and yellow there.
Yeah.
And,
Hayes not going to be able to cover that now. Keith Mayato, one of the, I think you would consider the most consistent or best driver this year, who's led laps in every race as well. His tires are starting to come to a end. Keith Mayato wrestling it away from Seth Hatchell. He's under him now.
Got a great run out of turn number 4. He'll lead at the line. Mayato takes the top spot for the moment. He'll get that bonus point. Gonna have to send it here. Hatchell's been so good on the top side.
Tires. Probably the first time Hatchell's tires haven't been up to 10, but Mayato's gonna get him off the corner. New leader, 36, Keith Mayato. Trying to be the 6th different winner.
And I'm sure he's thinking now, though, what is gonna happen here that's gonna derail this race? Yeah, we still got a long ways left in this one, but man, he has made his way to the front here, and they're battling hard. Zwack, Parker, Ghali, all just outside the top 10. Look at the shove from the 25 to the 18, trying to get to his outside, can't do it. Now he'll look down low.
The Baffert got him 7th away from Banks, and up behind them, like you talked about, Zwack, Ghali, and Dylan Parker really starting to fall back. Ghali almost gets the wall, and there goes Angelo Ronas taking it 3 wide middle. Man, these next gens putting on a heck of a show on these 1.5 miles. Great racing all throughout the field. Now here comes Samard down to the inside of Ghali, almost making a little contact. AJ Stravato, Bailey Turner starting to make their way up. Man, look at Stravato loose on that transition.
He caught the grass a little bit right there.
Yeah.
Trying to make a pass in the grass here at Kansas. Not traditionally the way you want to do it, but he is going to get by Samard.
Ghali sliding around. Everybody's starting to slide around. I saw somebody, I think Willie Nelson just passed Joshua Banks. Nelson having another great run. Somebody we really haven't talked about. Showed up at New Hampshire, and he's been in every race since, and he's also having a great run lately, and he could be somebody to talk about. We talked about the points earlier today. He could be somebody that creeps into the picture as well. A lot of guys that were having bad points days, having good points days today, especially with some guys having misfortunes.
Yeah, he had a great run at Iowa. I think actually got a top 5 there late in the going. Really just charged through the field.
Hatchell's coming back on Mayato. Mayato maybe pushed his tires a little too hard, and maybe Seth let them cool down. Seth trying to get back around the 36 of Mayato. Hayes and Cruz have those top 4 are 2 seconds ahead of 5th place Reggie Ortega, where Sturgill has fallen from 6th He's battling now for the battling for the 7th position with Willie Nelson. Baffert underneath Ortega here for the 5th position. Baffert starting to creep his way up to the front as well. He'll take that one away from the 2. And now the 22 and the 90 battle. 35 closing in as well with Banks. Giving a shove to Sturgill. Zwack is starting to close his way into the top 10. He's up into the 10th underneath Banks and trying to get by Banks and Sturgill. Banks looks up to the outside of Sturgill and Zwack right behind the 90.
Yeah, Zwack starting to come back from the rear of the field. He's into the top 10, trying to get another spot away. You can see he's got a lot of corner speed. Big bobble there from Sturgill down low. That's going to open the door on the top side now for Matthew Zwack to try and take the position away. Bailey Turner and Dylan Parker rubbing doors. Sorry.
We talk about pit stops. The pit window is open. Will anybody try to bring it in? Looks like Chris Samard is going to be the first taker. So is Michael Sturgill. They'll bring it in. Green flag pit stops. I think these are the first of the year on any track we've had, other than maybe Iowa, but only 2 came in. Here, the whole field will have to come in. Will the short pit strategy work? Will the long strategy work is the question.
Yeah, for reference, it's about a 1.5 second fall off at this point in the run from where they started this race. The fast laps 31 flats pretty much, or 30.9s. Last time around, Mayato ran a 32.6. That is huge fall off. So every lap that these guys stay out means that those guys who just came in.
Martin and Sturgill are just getting out of their boxes. They've lost the lap. Caution comes out. Their races are in trouble. But if this green flag run can cycle out, we'll see where they end up. They'll definitely get some track position from just the fresh tires. But how much will they be able to save and keep the fall off from happening? I'll tell you, 3 wide for the 12th position. Parker, Stravato, and Golly. Dallas Sullivan closing in on them as well.
Here comes Dallas.
Yeah, Sullivan coming in.
Big bobble right there. Nice job.
That transition's dangerous as well. And now there goes Ortega calling they're bringing Ortega in. Cruz is battling with Hayes. When do Mayato or Hatchell try to bring it in? Does Cruz or Baffert try to bring it in?
You'd think those guys out in front, they've got a little advantage because they're so far in front, especially Mayato.
He's going to run out. Nobody thinking about bringing it in just yet.
That Ortega.
There goes Ortega, yeah. Ortega bringing it in. Oh, so loose.
Able to keep it underneath him, though, and he is on pit road. How about we take a look here? Michael Sturgill, his lap time this time across the stripe. 31.4. That's 1.1 seconds faster than Keith Mayato. The Marta.
Will they bring it in is the question. Mayato's opened up a half a second lead. Golly's going to bring it in this time. Calling Golly in. Don't see anybody else pitting.
Yeah, here comes the 54 on the brakes onto the transition. He slides, gets it pointed the right direction. He'll bring it in from just inside the top 10. Keep an eye on other drivers looking to bring it in here. Ortega's been in, Sturgill, Samard, Dallas Sullivan. Jeremy Miller brought it in earlier than everyone. I didn't even notice, but he has not been able to undercut anybody. Samard and Sturgill out in front of him. I think maybe
nobody else bringing it in so far from what I'm seeing. Everybody's staying out. I don't know if they can make it on fuel is the question. I doubt they will be able to.
It'll be right up against
30 laps to go, yeah.
With the one caution that we had, it's gonna be so close, I think. For some of these guys,
anybody's really saving, really, if I had to be honest with you. Nelson up to 6, Zwack up to 7th.
Baffert has 6 laps more of tires, though, or of fuel. He's got 6 laps farther. He could potentially make it. It'd be a little bit of a stretch, and you never know, though. I think some of these
guys...
We'll
really start seeing guys bring it in with like 25 to go, 20 to go. So, very close. Like I said, I think some of these guys might not be able to make it. Some, they're really stretching it if they can. But, you know, we saw Sturgill. I mean, Sturgill's already picking his way through the field. He's already up to 17th, now 16th realistically. But he's still turning a second and a half faster laps than Keith Mayato, actually.
Yeah, he's going to be out in front by a long ways, I think, when it cycles out.
Will the undercut work is the question. I think we saw the tire fall off. I don't think anybody's going to stay out. We really haven't seen where where everybody had to make green flag pit stops, other than Pocono. But yeah, hearing Ben Baffert's going to pit makes me think that there's no way Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell can make it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. They've got to go over 60 laps, almost,
Yeah,
I think
there's
over
no way.
70 laps, actually, on their stint.
Does Baffert, does Mayato want to counter this attack?
I think he's doing
he will.
just that right now. Here he comes.
Everybody's hitting. Cruz is going to stay out. Man, Hatchell gained a ton of time on Keith Mayato. Now it's up to the pit crews. Who has a faster stop and who can get out of pit road faster? Cruz, Nelson, Zwack, Turner, and Banks all stay out.
Well, as Gemmel, McGarvey, Loveland, and Jeremiah Vincent all staying on the racetrack. Dennis Faircloth as well will stay out. So
Stops here.
see how they get off pit road into the box. Hatchell, nice job. No issues for Mayato either. Baffert is in. Brody Hayes. Oh, and backing up is Dylan Parker. He really.
Mayato, great stop. They're
wow.
just getting the tires on for Hatchell. Great stop from Keith Mayato. He'll leave the pit road way ahead, about a second ahead. And look at that. Michael Sturgill will drive by them already. He's off of turn 2. And Mayato just coming off on the access road.
Gonna be what?
He'll exit
5,
pit road.
6 seconds maybe?
Wow, he is gone. Mayato, great pit stop by the crew and a great exit by Keith Mayato. Look at that, a 2-second gap over Seth Hatchell.
Wow, that is just so impressive. Perfect execution by the 36. Hatchell didn't do a bad job either. He just
The pit crew didn't have a great stop. Hatchell had a 15-second pit stop where Keith Mayato had a 14.3 pit stop.
That's the difference right there.
Cruz coming out of pit road as well. Nelson, they have 1 lap fresher tires than Mayato, Seth Hatchell, Brody Hayes, and Ben Baffert.
Matthew Zwack, your race leader. Bailey Turner behind him. They have yet to pit. The top 6 still staying out. And Michael Sturgill unlapped.
Sturgill, Mayato, and Samard. Samard, can't forget about Samard. I believe Dallas Sullivan, Reggie Ortega also on fresh tires as well. But Mayato's just about to get up to Ortega here. What do we got, 20 laps to go almost?
Yeah, it'll be 22 at the line next time. Matthew Zwack right here as Dallas Sullivan unlaps himself. That'll put now
Zwack
9 cars.
Zwack and Turner's for the lead, but Mayato is way away from Seth Hatchell in the 8-car. Baffert and Hayes battling, which will maybe become for the top 5 if everything were to cycle around. But man, Keith Mayato has set his sails away. But man, tough.
Oh, Zwack in the wall.
Zwack in the wall.
Mayato goes
that
on
can't
through.
Happen. I say that would be the worst case scenario for Keith Mayato if the caution comes out.
Alec, I'm going to bring up a little scenario here. Unless Bailey Turner brings it on the pit road. You know what we saw at Pocono?
Yeah.
Bailey Turner was able to stretch the distance.
That'd be
Keith
amazing if he
Mayato
could do it again.
almost
Running
tracked him down. Bailey Turner has
29 laps,
5.
though.
Yeah, he's got 6 laps more of fuel than Zwack, though.
Yeah, that would be 59 laps. That's tough.
Man,
He's done it before, though, so we can't put it past him. I think at this point, I think they're just hoping for a caution, really. I don't think they're going to be making a lot of time, at least, up on that. I'll tell you this. Mayato's only 0.3 of a second faster than Michael Sturgill, and Sturgill's teammate, Reggie Ortega, is holding up the 36th of Mayato.
Yeah, that is tight racing right there on the front stretch. It looks like he should be able to clear on this end of the speedway.
It's going to be hard. You can see he has so much better tires and center speed. He'll get by Ortega. Seth Hatchell is way away. He is...
Yeah, he is way back there.
Then Baffert and Hayes are about a second off of Hatchell here. So yeah, if ever, it's going to be interesting. If Turner could stretch it, I'd be amazed. I don't think he will be able to, but you never know. We've doubted him, and he ended up coming through. But Michael Sturgill playing a great pit strategy, but it's 0.6 of a second slower than than Keith Mayato. Only going to be about 30 or 14, 15 or 19 to go here.
Yeah, right now working
Mayato
19 to
should
go.
be able, at this point, I think Mayato with his pace should be able to run down the 90. Yusuf Ghali also with a great strategy as well. He's has 11 laps on his tires, fresher tires than Ortega, Sullivan, and he's running them down.
Yeah, solid race from Yusuf, who was running around the back, almost dead last for quite a while there. We pointed him out. Yeah, he's got the car underneath him now, and we got a comment here. What happened to Dylan Parker? Dylan had an
Turner
issue
got
on
in the inside.
pit road. He 26-second pit stop. So
Yeah.
issues on pit road for Dylan that set him way back, and he was also starting to struggle on those
Yeah,
tires at the
Connor's
end of
right.
the run.
We had green flag pit stops at Pocono. Yes, yes, we did. Bailey Turner was the only one that didn't have a green flag pit stop at Pocono. But yeah, a lot of guys. I think Turner's going to be stretching it very far here. You know, I think Keith Mayato, with his pace, Mayato should be able to run down Sturgill. Still tracking. He was actually slower than, or sorry, no, that's Chris Samard. But Mayato was 0.6 of a second faster than Michael Sturgill, and he is about to pass
Chris Samard.
Chris Samard.
Yeah, Samard caught the wall out of turn number 2 and definitely lost a lot of time, but Mayato just goes rocketing on by.
Wow.
No issues whatsoever, and now
he's
it's
a
just...
second behind Sturgill.
Yeah, this will cycle out Mayato to the lead of all the cars that have made a pit stop, but we still have 5 yet to bring it in here. And
even if they go green, Keith Mayato's 2 seconds faster than them.
yeah, he is. And 15
There's
laps
no
to
way,
go. The gap is
He'd
19
get there.
seconds. But
Yeah,
how about
he'd
the
get there maybe.
fall
I
off?
don't know.
This is what we said at Pocono, though.
Yeah.
Bailey Turner, can he play it perfectly 2 races this season on fuel strategy? He did it masterfully at Pocono. And right now he's got 15 to go at the line, though.
And Mayato is running down Michael Sturgill. He is
He
right
is
on the
there.
back car. You can see just the difference of tire. Mayato will go down to the inside, and he'll get by the 90 of Sturgill. Gawley will get by Sullivan. Hatchell, you can see Ortega. Lane Sulfridge gets up into the wall. He'll get it off of the wall now, but now Hatchell will have to check up from there. I see that's Hayes, and then Bafford's off a little bit away from them. But yeah, Seth Hatchell is 2 seconds behind. Even if he was standing his tires, can't even get close to Mayato, really. Mayato's in the middle of 1 and 2, and Hatchell's just entering. Ooh, oh man, somebody
Big
lost it
slide.
back
Eddie
there.
Trejo, big
Eddie.
bobble. He has pit here, 17 laps to go.
Wax came in.
Matthews Wax, 6 laps.
Jeremiah.
Laps further.
Yeah, Jeremiah stays out. Gemmel stays out as well. Faircloth bringing it in. Keith Mayato will go by him. Mayato's now opened up a second gap over Michael Sturgill in 2 laps. If Turner can't make it on fuel, I think this is Keith Mayato's race. He's so far ahead of Seth Hatchell, who is his rival, at least on the same tires. I mean, Mayato is gone.
Yeah, and he is just chipping away
Only a
into
matter
that
of
race
time
lead.
He could win. I
One-
think Gemmel is pitting as well.
Yeah, here he comes
Oh,
on
that
pit
was
road.
fast.
Hot on the pit road. He's probably going to have a penalty from that. I think he just might. I'm not sure what just happened there. It looks like he towed. So I think he got a
What I'm
penalty.
seeing here, Jeremiah Vincent is 54 laps into this run. I think he's sputtering down the back. He might be out of fuel, and Bailey Turner would have to go 59 laps.
He did have
I'm
a
not-
couple caution laps when
He
Bailey,
did.
but there's so much on throttle time here. That's the thing. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
give up a lot of lap time to be able to make it that
Pocono's
far.
a lot of on throttle time as well, but
That is true.
battle for 4th though. Sturgill getting passed by Hatchell, and he's about to lose another spot to Brody Hayes in the 10.
Could very well be a V-speed podium here, but don't count out Ben Bafford back there.
And Nelson on the freshest tires right now, or sorry, he has fresher tires than Ortega and I believe that's Sturgill as well. Cruz is having a good top 10 run. Yusuf Ghali, Dallas Sullivan on older tires. Dane Cruz actually has the freshest tires, at least of guys in the top 10.
A lap fresher than Mayato Hatchell. He's going to be too far back to be able to catch up to those guys at this point, I think. But you never
Pretty
know.
wide. Faircloth trying to get his lap back. Cruz will take that. That'll be the 9th position.
And Yusuf Ghali, he'll get shuffled back to 10th. Dennis
Hatchell.
Faircloth is running in 22nd, 1 lap down.
Turner can't make it on fuel. That'll mean everything will cycle back out to how it was. Mayato is 13 seconds back. If Bailey Turner could somehow keep the pace, I'd be amazed if he could not run out of fuel. He's got to make it 60 laps. He's got 10 laps to go. But Mayato 2 seconds ahead of Seth Hatchell and 2.5 seconds ahead of Brody Hayes. If Turner can't make it, I think
Here he comes
without a
right now.
caution-
Bailey Turner, he's bringing it
there
in.
goes Turner, yeah. So yeah, this will cycle Keith Mayato out to the lead. Be looking for his first win of the season. That'll make it 6 different winners this season. But I'll tell you, once you get Keith Mayato hot, that's somebody you don't want to get hot. A veteran, you know, Keith Mayato reminds me a lot of Kevin Harvick. So solid, a veteran, of course, but he's just so good everywhere we go. He just finds a way to lead laps. He finds a way to get himself inside the top 10, inside the top 5.
Yeah, he is so consistent. He is really, truly Mr. Consistency. He's only missed out on the championship really because of missed races late in the chase and playoffs. Otherwise, he would have won the championship 2 seasons ago, or 3 seasons ago, rather, where he won the season finale. Seth Hatchell finished second to what would be his first championship. But Mayato, had he been in contention in the final 4, which he missed out by just a few points after missing.
Points lead.
Yeah, he will take the points lead here tonight. He's got, 8 more laps to bring it home to victory lane here. And Hatchell, 1.7 seconds, starting to close up a tiny bit, but it's just going to be, I think, too little, too late.
And Mayato's been just so on it tonight. Hatchell kind of hurt himself in that first run, or in that last run we had. He tried to battle, I believe it was Dane Cruz, and might have burned up his tires.
Yeah, and that did set him behind after what has been a dominating performance, leading 88 laps.
Underneath Willie Nelson for the 5th spot. That'll be for a top 5. Cruz having 2 great races in a row. It's going to be hard to get by Nelson. Nelson also looking for 2 top 5s in a row as well. Very important spot for the chase, at least for chase points.
Battling hard right now.
Yeah, and Cruz has a lot fresher tires than him.
Billy's got that defensive top line, though. We'll see if Dane can clear here out of turn number 4. He may just clear himself. No, not clear that time. So this is the battle for the 5th spot. The top 3, though, pretty well set. And Baffert maybe get up there and get on the podium for 2 weeks in a row. Brody Hayes, he's looking at 3 consecutive podium finishes and what is a great season so far for him.
Been getting really tight off the corner. They almost made contact. Keith Mayato is praying for no caution here with how bad his luck's been. I mean, we're really, really spread out. I don't see a caution, but if it were to happen, it'd be more heartbreak for Keith Mayato. Like I said, really, really spread out throughout the field. The only possibility would be Nelson and Cruz, and these guys are battling hard for that top 5. Every position matters this season in the Below the Double Yellow Line Cup Series. Every single position. Dane Cruz is really trying to get it away from the 22 here as Nelson gets really loose off the corner.
Yeah, really battling here for that 5th spot. Nobody giving an inch here. 5 laps to go. Mayato just hoping to see that white flag here in a few laps. As Reggie Ortega, Michael Sturgill also battling. So Michael Sturgill with the undercut not working out for him right now. Ortega with 3-lap fresher tires. And then how about AJ Servato, who's kind of had an up and down night, battling inside the top 10. He needs a good finish after a rough race at Iowa. Put him outside the top 12 in the standings. This will be a good one here for him.
Cruz threw a slide job on Willie Nelson. Nelson trying the crossover again, battle for 5th place. Cruz with a 1-lap fresher tires. He'll have that momentum rolling off the top. He should be able to get the speed and get the run down the straightaway. If Nelson can hold it to his quarter, won't be able to. Cruz will take 5th. And he'll set his eyes on his teammate, Ben Baffert, for the 4th position. But at the front, Keith Mayato, 3 laps to bring it home here. In the, what's the heartland of America? Is it, I think that's Missouri, huh? Or Mississippi. I don't know.
Yeah, it's around there. We're in the middle here. Kansas, not the most exciting state, but it's been some exciting racing out here.
Most spread out it's been, I think, all season, really, between the top 5. Yeah, we talked about how good Keith Mayato is every week, and there's only a matter of time before he can put a win together. Again, the race is not over, but Keith Mayato, again, solid all day, really out of nowhere. He had a speeding penalty, I believe, on the first set of pit stops.
Eddie Trejo. He's hanging on to it.
Save it. Keith Mayato's wanting him to save it, begging him to save it.
Oh, my goodness, he does.
Keith Mayato's heart probably went up to his throat, let me tell you.
Oh, man, it was right in front of him, too.
Off of 4, Keith Mayato will finally see the white flag. Can he do it? He's got 1 lap to go. 1.5 miles to go.
Battle back here. Yusuf Gali, Angelo Ronas, that's 11th and 12th, as there's a gaggle of cars in front of them. AJ Servato, Joshua Banks, Michael Sturgill, Reggie Ortega, all those guys fighting for position here inside the top 10. But Keith Mayato down the back stretch here behind the lap machine of Jeremy Miller. those two have had their share of issues over the seasons here, but Mayato looking for his first victory of the season. It's going to come at Kansas Speedway here in race number 6. He'll push the 30 across the stripe. Keith Mayato wins the Dialed In Racing 200.
What a drive by Keith Mayato. It was only a matter of time before he got that first one of the season. And how about this, Adam? 6 different winners in the first 7 races. Keith Mayato adds his name. You know what's crazy? Keith Mayato being the 6th different winner of the season, believe it or not, that is the same amount of winners as we had going into the regular season. Actually, going into the chase last year. And that was 15 races into the season.
Wow, that is just craziness right there. Keith Mayato, what a drive to come from the rear of the field. Finally secure his first win of the season. He's been so close so many times, and luckily no heartbreak tonight. He becomes the this is actually the 5th different race winner here in race number 6. But either way, Alec, we'll set details aside.
Yeah,
and Keith Mayato, he's going to be happy no matter what number winner he is. He takes the victory here at Kansas tonight.
That still matters. That still matters. Actually, Chris Samar was the 5th different winner at Michigan last year, which was the regular season finale.
You're right.
How about it?
What a season it has been so far. Mayato burns it down on the front stretch. We'll hear from him and the rest of the top 3 finishers here tonight in just a few moments. Back at the racetrack here at Kansas Speedway, we're going to pull in our 3rd place finisher here tonight, and that is Brody Hayes. Alec, I believe you're with him.
I am with him, Brody Hayes, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, was this your 3rd podium in a row here? You know, you look like you had a little more pace than Seth and Keith in that second, or the run before, but once after pit stops, looked like Keith kind of got away. What did you need to maybe have a shot at Keith during the last run, or maybe even the run before?
Well, the run before, I pushed Seth a little harder, I think, than we both intended there. Used our stuff up, allowed Keith get to us, and then cooled everything back down, was able to run with him. And Keith just killed us on that pit cycle there, getting onto pit road and getting off. I think he just really killed us getting off, so I guess I got to improve there. Haven't had a whole lot of green flag pit stops this year, so that was pretty fresh to all of us. But I mean, other than that, we're all so even. It was going to be hard to catch and pass each other unless one of us made a huge mistake.
Yeah, well, obviously we go from an ovals the last few races, big to small, then to medium size. Next week you go to a totally different ball game. Next week you're going to go to Watkins Glen. How do you feel about going out there and turning right and left?
Watkins Glen, it's fun. It's fast with the repave. The runoff area is huge now. You got to use all of it. But the curbing in this next gen car makes it a little tricky, especially if you bounce off it wrong. So I'm not the greatest road course racer, but I'm also not a slouch. So I'm hoping for another solid run. But I'm sure it'll be pretty exciting to watch all of us try and tackle that next week.
Heck yeah. Well, before we let you go, man, and celebrate your third place finish, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, buddy's back home again. Thanks those guys for watching. And shout out to Keith. I know he went to the back there, and then he came back through the field and got his first victory of the year. So, congrats to him. Seth was dominant all night, and I think he, deserved to win that race as well. So another strong showing for the VSPEED team. So, looking forward to keeping that momentum rolling.
For sure, man. Well, again, congratulations on your third place finish, man, and we will see you next week out in Watkins Glen.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, good luck. Have a good one, man.
Great job, Brody.
Thank you.
That is third place finisher Brody Hayes, and now we're going to pull up second place finisher Seth Hatchell, time champion. He comes home in second place after a dominating performance here tonight and starting on the pole. Seth, I know not the result you wanted. I'm sure you had a win really set in your sights there at some points in this race, but it got away from you there at the end. Was there anything that you could have done differently, keep up with Keith and give him a run there at the end?
Yeah, I just need to drive better. That second to last run, I just blew the rears off it and then was trying to hold him back. I held Brody behind me, but Keith was just able to get by. Just needed to do a better job there. But nonetheless, happy with the result. Glad to finally get up here in the booth, get a top 3 for once. Start marching my way towards regular season championship, but just needed to drive a little bit better there towards the end.
Yes, sir, and they've already updated the points here. It looks like you'll be second. Really, actually, the top 3 finishers tonight, that's how the point standings are, first, second, and third. So you're making your way up there after, I know Daytona was not your best result, but definitely marching through the standings as you do each season. Go to Watkins Glen next week, the road course. Quite a bit different from tonight's race. How do you feel about going out there?
A little skeptical. Road courses definitely aren't my forte, but I think I've gotten better there, or road courses in general, the last couple of years or so. But I'll definitely be putting a lot of time in, trying to make sure, really get a lot out of the braking zones and save the tires, and we'll see what we have.
Yeah, definitely a different challenge, and I know there's a lot of great road course racers in here, yourself included. So it should be fun to see if you can get a victory out there at the Glen. But man, really impressive performance tonight. We saw a lot of different battles all throughout the field. You had clean air most of the night. You did get kind of mixed up behind people at times. What was the difference, really? Especially day to night transition and clean air, dirty air. How did the car react differently throughout this race for you?
I know it was a little bit different for other guys, but it was generally just tighter, especially behind a guy. And it wasn't even, the sort of tight you experience with the old Gen 6 where you just lose the nose, because we got the nose is so high up now and we rely on that diffuser. It was really just, you just have to wait that extra half second center of the corner to get back to the throttle. And then transition tonight, I just felt it get a good bit tighter, especially that last run. I was plowing tight that last run, but I was just pushing hard trying to get to Keith. So probably not a great judge of it, but yeah, it's definitely crazy now with this update. It's just something I'm gonna have to look out for going forward.
Yeah, and you've always been quick to adapt and learn, and we'll see if you can get that first victory here in the coming weeks. But second place, runner-up tonight, you lead 88 laps on your way there. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys, Adam and Alec, doing a great job with the broadcast. Got to thank Dialed In Racing for sponsoring the race tonight, and all the league sponsors doing a great job letting us do what we do. Nick and all the admins, and my team VSPEED.
Awesome, Seth. Well, you're the middle of the VSPEED sandwich, VSPEED trio, rather, up here on the podium. So congrats there. You guys have the championship lead and running top 3 in the point standing as well. So congrats on a great run, and catch you at the Glen.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Congrats, Seth.
That was
Alrighty.
second place finisher Seth Hatchell, and now we're going to go to race winner Keith Mayato. And Alec, I agree with him.
I am Keith Mayato, Alec Martinez, and Adam Baker in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, man, it took you 6 races to finally do it. I kept saying 7 for the reason, but it took you 6. After dominating so many, does this feel like a big feel of relief right now after you finally got that win?
Yeah, I finally got my, what together, and it's nice to finally not have a caution with like 5 to go. And actually, I saw that, I think like 31 wrecking with like 2 to go on the backstretch. I was like, no, this can't be it, please. But yes, it's finally nice to get that early win in the season, and hopefully just keep it going.
Well, obviously, we talk about momentum next week. Instead of the ovals, we go out to Watkins Glen, a road course. I know you're not too bad on these road courses. How do you feel about maybe trying to go back-to-back, or maybe just carry some good momentum and get a good finish out next week at Watkins Glen?
It'd be nice to go to back-to-back, but we have a lot of new drivers. I don't know what their road skills are like, so I guess I'll have to find out next week and see where I match up. But I think I'm going to put a little bit more practice in than I did, at least for that one.
Well, I would have to agree with you there for the road courses. Again, I gotta say, congratulations on the win. But before we let you go and celebrate, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to my teammates. We're all very competitive, but we work really well together. Dialed In Racing for sponsoring the race tonight. Yourself and Adam for doing an awesome job with the VSPEED broadcast, and everyone below DIALED for putting on this great league.
Heck yeah, man. Well, again, congratulations. The 5th winner of 6 different races this year. So, want to make that clear. Sorry, I kept saying 6 out of 7. My bad. But again, congratulations, Keith. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next weekend at Watkins Glen.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yep, great win, Keith.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Keith Mayato, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? What a great race again. I tell you, these guys have ceased to not put on a bad show yet. Great racing all throughout the day. So glad that they were able to run the bottom. And we saw multiple lanes work. Not normally something you see at Kansas, but it was good. Good job by these drivers being able to work those lanes in. And, man, I can't wait for next week. First road course. It's going to be interesting. I know we may not have a broadcast next week. If not, oh, well, it's going to be a great show, though. But if we do, we're going to miss you, Adam.
Yeah, it's
I hate it.
We're working on getting something together. The Watkins Glen is obviously my home track. I'll be on vacation. Yeah. We're definitely trying. Yeah, it's been a little while, but I hate to miss the Glen, but it is definitely something that we're trying to get together here. See if we can get something put together, at least so you guys can watch the racing action next week after what's been an incredible first 6 races of the season. Incredible battles all season long. This one really impressive. Only 4 cautions here tonight. 8 total lead changes in Mayato from the back to the front early on in this one, able to take the win. His first of the season. I think that moves him to 2nd on the all-time wins list. We don't have the stats page anymore for these guys. They're working on getting that back up for us. He is always a contender every week. Takes the points lead as well by about 8 points over Seth Hatchell and Brody Hayes. So the top 3 finishers here tonight, top 3 in the standings as well.
Obviously, we saw Jeff Wright have some bad luck. Everybody we seem to give a commentator's curse to, but nonetheless, the points really shifted a lot. Adam Cabot goes from 3rd to 11th and misses this race. So I'm curious to see what we have, going forward into the into Watkins Glen, where we know the points are going to change. And then obviously, I hate to say it, but we have an off week again. And, it's going to kind of calm things down for a week, but then we go to a stretch of great racetracks with Las Vegas, Talladega, Darlington, Charlotte, Dover. Tracks where, you're definitely going to get a good show out of it, number one, but definitely tracks where, more of the drivers are going to come into place. And, how about, we talk about Banks going up into the top 5 in points, obviously the top 3 being the VSPEED guys, Baffert up into 5th, Dane Cruz, again, another great run, finishing 5th in the race, and he'll go to up to 4 spots to 6 in the points. So, Cruz really been, I would have to say, the standout surprise of the year so far, having great runs every week, finishing inside the top 10 and this first run inside the top 5. So shout out to Dane Cruz again, having a great run as well.
Definitely a lot of great performers out here this evening. Big loser in points tonight is going to be Jeff Wright, who goes from tied for the points lead. He falls all the way to 8. But there is a drop week for these guys in the regular season, and I'm sure a lot of them looking to take advantage of one of those here early on. I know a few guys definitely with issues in the early races. But Mayato wins tonight here at Kansas in race number 6, dialed in 200. Seth Hatchell, he'll finish in 2nd. Brody Hayes comes home 3rd. Ben Bafford finishes in 4th. Dane Cruz will round out the top 5. Willie Nelson, strong performance again. He comes home in 6th. Reggie Ortega will finish 7th. Joshua Banks finishes 8th. AJ Stravato in 9th. And Michael Sturgill rounds out the top 10.
Angelo Ronis will finish at 11th. Yusuf Ghali, great run for him on his first mile and a half race. He'll finish 12th. Dallas Sullivan finishes 13th. Great run for him. Nick Gardner, another good run for somebody as well. In 14th, Matthew Zwack falls back down to 15th. Disappointing for him, I would assume. Had a great race going, then got into some contact as well. He'll finish in 15th. James Loveland, quiet night. He'll get a 16th. Bailey Turner to 17th. Chris Samar, 18th. Dylan Parker, 19th. And Dennis Faircloth will round out the top 20.
21st tonight, Jeremy Miller, last car on the lead lap. And Eddie Trejo, he'll finish 22nd. Jeremiah Vincent, 23rd. 24th was Lyle Sulfridge, 25th. Kyle McGarvey, 26th. Ryan Gemmel, 27th. Zach Carr, who once again takes another hit in the points. Kyle Payne, he'll finish in 28th. Jeff Wright finishes in 29th. Eric Hutton finishes 30th here tonight. Luke Knupp finishes 31st. And Jordan Brockel with the early exit, his accident early in this race, will finish in 32nd position. But again, another incredible race. We do want to thank you so much for tuning in here this evening to the Dialed In 200 from Kansas Speedway, the Below the Double Yellow Premier Series. Like we said, we may be back next week with the Watkins Glen race. Just keep an eye out for announcements on our social media. You can check us out at the links in the video description. Also check out the sponsors and the league for more information down there as well. But another great one here tonight, Alec. Looking forward to so much more this season.
Oh, I know. Again, thank you for having me in the booth again. It's just an honor. These boys, again, putting on a great show. And all you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, watching every week, week in and week out, appreciate the support and appreciate you watching. Hopefully you guys stick around. Hopefully we have something going for next week. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. I got to take over the Dale Jr. role, I guess, and hopefully we have somebody help me out there. So, again, looking forward to Watkins Glen and seeing what can happen out there. So, it's going to be fun whether we race or we don't have a broadcast or we do a broadcast. We know that we'll come back here for after the week off as well, and we'll have I think racing from out in Sin City in Las Vegas. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, again, great racing by these guys. Again, thank you for having me up here, Adam. And I enjoyed every week. So great. Great racing every week. These guys just awesome. And man, I tell you, I was thinking about one of the best leagues, best competition in BTDY, being BTDY. I tell you, but watching, other than the Coke Series, we know this is the best of the best. But from what I've seen from league racing, I tell you, this is the best league to watch. Great racing every week, week in and week out. So fierce, the competition, and just so much parity going on this season. It really is amazing. Shout out to everybody at Below the WL line, all the sponsors for sponsoring this league and supporting this league, and the broadcast, and again to the Dialed In for sponsoring the race here at Kansas, man. Awesome show, and can't wait to go turning left and right, and next week at the Glen, it's going to be a fun one.
Yes, sir. New York's Thunder Road, as they used to call it, should be a good one next week. And again, we'll let you know if we have a broadcast or not. But everybody have a great rest of your week, and thank you so much for tuning in.